He says, who does Gabi think he is? Hey, the matter don't go so. You listen.
Who does he think he is? That's what you say. Me, I go for another sum. No, some party no some MPP are buying. Now, we are Sunday mana. Just say the nipa you know just say no. Who are buying no? You can't government and kasa. What's your locus? What kasi chairman's abuse na chassis.
Infighting, is that what they call it?
Infighting. But this is infighting at the highest level.
Yeah.
Right? Gabi Asare-Kyerdaku, I mean, let's not mince words. He has no position in government, but he is a powerful person. Let's be real.
That is true.
Right? And for the majority leader to take a personal swipe
at him.
Yeah. And he accuses...
He's sometimes referred to as the prime minister of the country.
You hear people say that, yeah. Right? Yeah. I mean, which must not please Osei Mensah much, bearing in mind that he is the leader of government business in parliament, majority leader. I'm sure he doesn't like the idea of someone being called prime minister. But wow. You know, that's all. You know, as an aside, the interesting and important thing here is that he believes that Gabi attacked and accused him of instigating the revolt of the majority, the finance minister. In fact, it's such a serious accusation that Gabi Asare-Kyerdaku has responded. So there's a post. I believe this is Facebook. It says, and I quote, "I have listened to excerpts of the interview of Majority Leader Osei Mensah on Sumpa Radio, claiming I had gone on Asase Radio to allege that he was the ringleader behind the NPP MPs calling for the resignation of the finance minister. He is also quoted in reports of that interview online as saying that I sponsored a failed candidate against him in the NPP parliamentary primaries leading to the 2016 general elections. I have since sent him a message on this, denying saying, but I consider it necessary to also put my side out publicly. 1, I have said no such thing on Asase Radio or any other radio station or media house, whether on air or online, either directly or indirectly. Indeed, my position so far on this issue in Parliament within the Majority Caucus has been to deliberately stay away from commenting on it publicly. 2, I have never sponsored any candidate against the Majority Leader for the Swami seat. I would never do such a thing to a person I considered a strong loyalist, even within the NPP.
You know how to resolve this?
Tell me. Watch it.
The finance minister has to resign and everything ends. And I mean, it's not looking good for the MPP right now. The divisions in the party, a house divided would never stand.
Indeed. I was going to say a house divided is a house conquered.
You could say that, actually. You could say that, actually.
Anyway, the 6 a.m. news was brought to us by Total Energies. Total will go the extra mile for you. Absa Bank Ghana Limited, helping you find a way to get things done. And Ghana Pay, your money your way. Coming up now, the Joy Business Report, brought to you by Cal Bank Forward Together and Glyco Life Travel Insurance. Glyco, we cushion you for life. And listen, Cal Bank says forget the cash. Just use their digital solutions, whether it's a Visa, MasterCard, or perhaps a GH Link card. Just use it for your payments. Use the CalNet solutions to support your business to make its statutory and regulatory payments, or the CalBank app to shop at various virtual shops. So whatever you're doing, you get discounted prices this Cyber Week. Plus, great discounts of up to 20% from their partners when you pay using their channels. If you want to know more, call 0800 500 500. Chat with them online on social media and on WhatsApp, or just email customercare@calbank.net. The website is calbank.net. Shopping is a sign of living. Go ahead and shop this Cyber Week. Forward together. Now, however safe travel may be, without Glyco Life Travel Insurance, Charlie, you never know what might befall you. But with Glyco Life and their solid international network, you get medical and emergency assistance, including COVID cover, personal 24-hour assistance, replacement for lost things, baggage, passport, driving license, and other consular documents. You also get personal accident, personal liability compensation for trip cancellation or curtailment, as well as losses and delays that last over 4 hours. Call them on 0302 218 500 or send a WhatsApp to 020 222 2113 for a travel insurance policy that best suits your needs for an enjoyable travel in absolute peace of mind. Glyco, we cushion you for life.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up, Ghana is fourth largest importer of goods from China in sub-Saharan Africa, but not among the top African exporting countries to the Far East country. We have more from the UK-based Economist Intelligence Unit. Also, improved dollar support from the Bank of Ghana to bulk oil importers expected to impact on fuel pricing in the coming weeks, and poultry farmers warn of increase in egg prices as a result of a surge in production costs and lack of storage facilities. Details coming up. My name is Acquah. Thanks for being with us. Ghana is the fourth largest importer of goods from China in sub-Saharan Africa in the year 2021. That's according to UK-based Economist Intelligence Unit. The country's imports from China were estimated at 5% of total imports from Africa. Here's Charles Nixon Yabua's report.
The report said there are a broad range of drivers that are likely to push more Chinese trade and investment towards Africa in the decade ahead. Ghana's import from China was estimated at about $3 billion in 2021. The imports range from fast-moving consumer goods, electrical equipment, and construction materials. However, the country did not make it among the top African countries that export to China. The report further said African states and the Chinese government have lofty ambitions to push the level of their bilateral trade much higher and diversify trade further in the years ahead. Again, China is actively seeking ways to consolidate its position as the largest single country trader with the continent in the medium and long term. Meanwhile, Nigeria was the biggest importer from China with a share of 16% of Africa's import from the Far East country. It was followed by South Africa and Egypt in second and third positions respectively. The top Africa exporters to China were, however, South Africa, Angola, and Democratic Republic of Congo.
Charles Nixon Yabua's report read to you. The Foreign Economic Relations Board of Turkey says it will invest $1 billion to support Ghana's international trade. According to Assistant Coordinator Sally Dake, the Turkish government is willing to support the trade community in Ghana to expand. Speaking to Joy Business at a roundtable discussion with the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, he said they were poised to increase Ghana's export.
$1 billion, yeah, for sure. Right now we are at, I guess, $6 million in terms of trade volume, and our aim, our goal is to reach $1 billion as soon as possible. And that's why we came here, and that's why we are investigating new opportunities, and we are introducing our companies to Ghanaian sister companies and Ghanaian brothers and sisters.
Sally Dake is Assistant Coordinator for the Foreign Economic Relations Board of Turkey. Now, the price of petroleum products could be going down further in the coming weeks. It follows what bulk oil distribution companies describe as improved dollar supply from the Bank of Ghana. The commercial banks have also stepped up support when it comes to funding for new imports. Here's George Yaffe.
The bulk oil distribution companies argued that the prediction is primarily based on improved dollar supply by the Bank of Ghana over the past 1 week. This is because one of the main drivers pushing prices of petroleum up over the past 3 weeks was mainly due to the city's depreciation and lack of dollar support coming from the regulator. Therefore, looking at the current development just over the past 2 weeks, then prices will at worst stay flat or could be reduced in the coming weeks. Another thing that was pushing prices up significantly was the inability of most of the bulk oil distribution companies to secure support from the commercial banks to aid their imports. This indirectly pushed prices up on the market. However, following the decision by the Bank of Ghana to review what is called the single obligor limit, distributors believe that this will also impact on prices going forward. They were, however, quick to add that this projection is based on the fact that the Ghana cedi remains fairly stable against the US dollar going forward.
Well, meantime, more oil marketing companies are expected to adjust prices at the pumps today as a result of what they describe as favorable conditions. Now, the Association of Ghana Industry says the 2023 budget must have policy credibility to help businesses make reliable projections into the future. The appeal comes after the AGI lamented that most of its members made huge losses after relying on government's macroeconomic projections in the 2022 budget. Speaking to Joy Business, President of the AGI, Humphrey Enyim-Dake, said the private sector is the worst hit when government makes unrealistic targets.
In instances where you have minimal variance, then you can adjust because businesses use these figures, the budgeted figures, to predict, and every business needs some level of predictability. So all the budgets that we did based on these figures have all been thrown out of gear, and businesses will have to now always review their budget to conform to the changes that we are having. Now the question was, what is the impact of this on businesses? All these variables fit into the cost of production. So you have interest rate going up, and as a business person you are going to borrow at 35%. You have fuel prices going up, you have inflation going up, and all these things are increasing the cost of production.
Moving on, local pharmaceutical industry players have hinted that the growth of the sector will be based on scrapping of various nuisance taxes to reduce the cost of operations. According to Chief Executive of NK Pharma, Albert Kranting, the industry has potential and government and stakeholders need to implement policies to cushion the operations. He spoke to Joy Business at the launch of the company.
The pharma industry has potential, no doubt, except that I hear there are strange taxes within the regime, the African or the Ghanaian or within the ECOWAS community, which is not allowing people to expand. But apart from that, I think there's opportunity. This big opportunity is an industry which can create thousands of jobs if the opportunities are right and if the atmosphere is peaceful, and I think this will be an area to look at going forward.
Albert Kranting is Chief Executive of NK Pharma. Let's turn to the poultry sector, and farmers say they are being forced to dispose of layers for broiler chickens due to the high cost of producing eggs. The situation, according to them, has contributed to the increase in the prices of eggs in recent times. Speaking to Joy Business, Chief Executive of the Greater Acquah Poultry Farmers Association, Acquah, said the situation is compounded by the fact that farmers do not have proper storage facilities and are being forced to sell below the production cost.
And again, buyers of the eggs all the time want to buy at a lower rate, and it doesn't even encourage the farmers to continue. And because eggs are perishable, you cannot store them for more than 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and you are forced to sell at the dictate of the retailers. So these are some of the factors that are really affecting the poultry industry. And we want to use your medium to appeal to the government, especially Ministry of Food and Agriculture, to come to the aid of the poultry industry, especially Greater Accra Poultry Farmers Association. Our members are suffering. Our members, are finding it difficult. A lot of them are losing their investment. A lot of them are folding up.
You had Chief Executive of President of the Greater Acquah Poultry Farmers Association of Ghana, Acquah. Now, the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, GEPA, has reiterated its commitment to building the capacity of chocolatiers in the cocoa value chain to help boost the export of chocolates. According to the authority, there is growing interest from the youth in chocolate making, so they need to support and promote the enterprise in order to compete favorably on the world market. At a capacity building workshop on marketing and branding for MSMEs in the cocoa derivatives sector, Deputy Chief Executive Samuel Dentu mentioned that his outfit will not relent in ensuring foreign exchange is generated from the export of chocolate.
There is an emerging chocolate producing economy, which is very, very, very exciting. And for me, it's not even the big players. It's not the Barry Calibos, the Niche, or the CPC, but the fact that the youth are getting involved in, learning how to make and package chocolate to standards of the world is exciting. Being able to give this capacity building to, the young producers is part of our commitment. Holding the African cocoa and chocolate exhibition that we've had done in 2 years in a row successfully is part of our commitment. So in terms of commitment, all situated within the resources that we will get from government, and then the commitment has been stated clearly in the nets, and so we'll keep pushing, and then we know that snowballing effect will come.
Deputy Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, Samuel Dentu there. Well, from chocolate, let's talk about tea. The tea market in Ghana has evolved in the past few years in line with consumers' changing behavior. Tea drinkers are now looking for quality products that give them specific health benefits, which has driven demand for herbal blends. Georgina Kumson, owner of Combs Tea, is tapping into that market, and here's a bit of her story on the Joy Business van. Georgina Kumsen takes us on a tour of one of her 3 farms at Abutia in the North Horn district of the Volta region.
I had the opportunity to do my national service in Dabuasi, and I was lucky to meet a good coordinator at that time who helped me to unveil my talent.
Georgina saved and started a small nursery where she was cultivating vegetables for her community. Vegetable cultivation was not bad business, but Georgina needed something to set her apart. As she acquired more acres to farm, Georgina started to export raw materials, especially to tea production companies outside Ghana. Then it occurred to her she could start producing tea in Ghana too.
So I decided to make the mix because I was also doing it in the house and people liked it.
All right, full story, 1 p.m. right after the Joy Business Report. The Joy Business Van also airs at 5 p.m. on Business Live on the Joy News channel. Let's check the markets as we conclude. On the commodity market this morning, crude oil open trading at $93 a barrel. Gold lost more than $6, is selling at $1,772 an ounce. Cocoa is trading at $2,490 a ton after recording no price change from yesterday's trading. On the currency market, the cedi is still going for 14 cedi 60 pesos. The British pound selling at 16 cedi 60 pesos, and the euro going for 14 cedi 60 pesos. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Acquah. Thanks for listening, and the Super Morning Show continues with Kojo Yankson. Your prayer for Winston.